Hey everyone, this is Mike, and earlier this morning or last night, depending on where you live, we had the opening keynote for FanFest around the world. During this keynote, they announced new details for the next expansion Endwalker, and in this video I'm going to go over these details in a relatively fast manner so that you're up to date with everything without having to sit through a 2-hour broadcast. So let's start with what is probably the most important to most people, the release date. November 23rd is the official release date, with early access starting on November 19th. A little bit later than I think most of us would have expected, but it is what it is. Nothing that we can do about that. There was also a full trailer shown and a couple of other showcases of new areas and a dungeon crawl, which all of those videos are available on YouTube, so I'm going to leave a link in the description so you can have a look for yourself at all of the footage, as I will also be using some of that footage in this video, but of course that won't be the whole thing, so I'll leave a link to that in the description so you can see that for yourself with all of the music and such as well. Next up, our second job. This is going to be Reaper, and Xenos will indeed be picking up this job for himself as well. This will be our 5th melee job, starting at level 70, which can be unlocked in Ul'dah. You do need to be level 70 before you can unlock this one, but of course, if you've already finished playing the game, then you can just go over there when the expansion launches and play Endwalker as a Reaper or as a Sage if you want to pick that one up instead. This one will share gear with Dragoon, meaning that the left side is going to be maiming gear, right side or the accessories will be strength gear, with a side being its main weapon. They can also call upon an avatar from the void to join them in battle, and it also seems like the Reaper itself can serve as a host for this avatar as well. Doesn't seem like this is a pet that you would summon, kind of like Summoner or Scholar would, which is in my opinion a good thing, because pets are kind of bad at this point in the game. And looking at the possession, your character does seem to completely change appearance into a more demon-like form, so I'm kind of curious how this is going to work with the different races. Will it just be one model that is used for everyone, or will it change depending on what race you play? I'm hoping for the latter one, but we'll just have to wait and see. I for one think that it looks really cool, and if all of the animations are similar to what we've seen from the trailer, then I'm very excited to get my hands on this job. Moving on to our new areas. Old Charleon will be a new player hub city. This will pretty much be our new Crystarium. I do hope that there will be more reasons to go back there once you're done with the story, because there aren't that many reasons to go back to the Crystarium, and I think that it's a beautiful place that just kind of died out as people got to endgame, so I hope that won't be the case for this one. As for what looks to be our new endgame city, we have Razathan, a very colorful place to say the least, and as I mentioned, this will probably be our new Yulbor. As for the actual zones, we have Labyrinthos, which seems to be some sort of a dome, Tavner, which will most likely be in the same area as Razathan, as the color scheme is very similar, Garlemald, which is one of the places that we didn't get a walk around for, Mare Lamentorium, aka the Moon, and Mysterious Sky Islands, again another place that we didn't get a walk around for. If you're interested in watching any of these walkthroughs of the zones, then again you can find those on the Final Fantasy XIV YouTube channel, which is linked in the description. Moving on to our second beast tribe, we have the Loporrits. These can be found on the moon, and they're pretty much Lalafell Vieras if you were to ask me. And then they also showed the Magus sisters. These were shown in the beast tribe section, but I personally don't think that these will be our third beast tribe, as they also seem to be lurking in the concept art of one of the dungeons, so maybe this could be a second trial fight or something for the expansion, but they didn't specify that. We also got a dungeon crawl video that takes us through some of our new dungeons. The ones shown in the trailer are all part of the MSQ dungeons, and again, if you want to see the full video, then head over to the link in the description down below. In our announcement showcase, they mentioned that they would give a little bit more information on our next 24-man raid, which we got a little bit of that. Myths of the Realm will be our theme and promises to delve into the lore and history of Eorzea and covering some of the secrets surrounding the 12. It's going to be an original concept, so I'm very much so looking forward to that. Male Viera and female Hrothgar. At the launch of Shadowbringers, there were a fair amount of people that wanted both sexes for these races, and with Endwalker we will be getting them. Male Viera will come out with the expansion launch, but female Hrothgar didn't make it in time, so they should be coming out later during the expansion itself. I just hope that they will have some more hairstyles and options available to them, and maybe allow them to wear hats or something, because Viera and Hrothgar do leave some things to be desired. Moving on to the Collector's Edition and other pre-order bonuses. The physical Collector's Edition will have a box with art prints, high quality statue of the main character as a paladin, an art collection plus a frame for that, an Azem soulstone pin and a Loporrit minion plush. The digital collector's edition will have the wind-up Porom minion, the Arion mount or Orion mount, however you pronounce that, and the Death Sight, which is going to be a weapon for the Reaper job. And then if you decide to pre-order, you will get access to the early access of the game, again starting on November 19th, so that you can play the expansion a few days earlier. A wind-up Palominium, this one is different from the collector's edition, and the Menfina earring. This will probably function like the other earrings that we've had in the past, which will help you level up faster if you're below what I would expect to be level 80, so it should help you when you're leveling Reaper and Sage, or if you have other jobs that haven't reached max level yet. And then last but not least, the Oceania region is getting its own data center. This one won't be ready for 6.0, but they are trying to have it ready by 6.1. I think we can all agree that this is something that a lot of people have been waiting for quite some time, so I'm glad that our Oceanic players will finally have their own data center. Anyways, I believe that was all of the information that was in the opening keynote, or at least the important stuff. If I did miss anything, then feel free to leave that in the comment section down below, and I'll make sure to upvote it so that others can see it as well. Later today we will have the live letter for patch 5.5 part 2, so I will most likely have a short overview of that up tomorrow as well. And on that note, I want to thank you for watching, I want to thank my Patreons for their support, and I'll see you in the next one.